Dana, I know you probably saw what Dana said. Dana had an experience where she just got a free trip to a beach. But the reason Dana get those trips is because she really immerses herself in the right part of the golden funnel. If you really think about it, she really immerses herself in the correct part of the golden funnel. It's the why and the feeling. She has a capability of losing, not just losing herself, but really immersing and merging herself with the experience. So that's why Dana, every time we have these, she does not hold back her energy from the group. She don't hold her energy back from anything. She allows herself to merge with it. So that's something you can learn from Dana. So I want to give recognition to Dana for that. And then Emily, you talked about things falling away from you. Good. Because, and this is specifically energetically why. When you expand your energy and you have an energy of a certain quality, that quality of energy only merges with certain qualities of energy. So as you elevate or as you change, then unlike vibrations move away. It's impossible for them to stay the same. So that's just how it goes. So all of these things are natural. All these things natural. But I want to open it up for any of the new people. So Jasmine, Kathy, Kiaya, Alyssa, I want you to unmute and tell me what has been some experiences that you had during this boot camp that really changed your mind, changed your consciousness, or changed the way you observe. Any experiences, any observations? And don't be shy. Yeah, let me make her open the chat.
I didn't know if you wanted us to raise our hands, but last night, I was listening to the replay from Wednesday, and I told my husband, you were talking about nobody. And I am listening to this book called, hold on, let me get to Audible right quick. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, where he talks about become nobody, remove the layers, and you're talking about that. And it all comes together. But what I told my husband is, what's crazy is a lot of the stuff I'm learning about over like the last, since November actually, are things that I already do. And I didn't know why I did it. I don't know why I am the way that I am, but I am so different. And I'm okay with it, but I told him, I said, babe, I'm always like, these people are so well read on this. They know to do this stuff. They've been doing it for a long time. And then I hear them say it, and it's like, I already do that.
Yeah.
How do I know that? How do I know from a young age? Like,
that's such a beautiful question. That's a beautiful question.
I just thought I was positive. Like, I'm a very positive person, and I just thought, well, when I want something, I just decide I'm going to
get it. Yeah. And you wonder, like, how did I know to do that without any instruction? Nobody told me to do that. I didn't read a book about that.
Nope.
I didn't get instruction from some guru about that. And here I am doing it. And then I realized people out there talking about it and trying to figure it out. And here I am, I'm just doing it.
I mean, like a Pisces South Node.
So
I
there we go. It's funny to say. Emily on the nose. That's a funny thing.
And I was like, well, what's my South Node? Oh, Pisces. Okay.
That's so funny. Because the answer I was going to give is karma. But that's what your South Node is. Your South Node is your karma from your last lifetime. So what that means is you learned that in a few lifetimes ago or past lifetimes. Because what you come into, there's no way to explain. You know how kids come into the world and they just are the way they are. There's no way to really explain that other than if you understand how karma works. They did that. They learned that. We always have done the work to get what we have. So when we come into the world with these abilities and they just are expressing themselves, it's because we did this last lifetime. So you came in here preset with that. And that's what that means. So you just naturally, you tuning into consciousness. You tuning into the infinite. And when we draw out the golden funnel, I'm gonna go ahead and start a little early on this one. When you look at this infinite piece, that's actually representative of Pisces. It's the last point in the zodiac. It's the infinite. It's the undoing process. But this is where it comes from. So when you attune yourself or your identity to your true self, this is who you really are. Who you really are is perfect. It's infinitely intelligent. But guess where it's expressed? It's expressed through your beingness, your body. So your body is really just following with no interruption, no interference, who you really are. That's really what it is. It's just a clean slate. You're directly connected, and that's why those things happen. So this lifetime, if you got Pisces South Node, guess what it means? It means that's easy for you to just be. Now it's time to pay attention to the particulars, get the science down, get the particulars down, start nailing down how does this really work? How can I become a practitioner? Because I'm natural, but can I teach it to somebody else? Can I transfer it to somebody else? Can I use this in a particular way so that other people can utilize it or figure it out? That's actually what you're here for this lifetime, is to serve with that capability and get the details right. So that's what a North Node, South Node, and Pisces and Virgo actually mean. So we go over that. We're gonna go over that in the astrology boot camp. I want to do another one of those astrology boot camps. But today, that's such a good point, though. That's such a good point. I'm happy you said that. Thank you for speaking up and saying that. Thank you for speaking up and saying that. Anybody else got anything to share? That was such a good share. Before we get started, one more. We get started. Good to see you, Tiffany. Good.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. We got people from all over, y'all. I'm loving it. So today, if you got something, I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody. And if you want to unmute, just raise the hand so I can unmute you. So here's the deal, okay? Today, what we're gonna go over is a quick review on the golden funnel, just to show what have we already talked about during this whole boot camp. We have found out the whole process of creation, from the physical all the way to the invisible. And here it is. We got the funnel, right? How does this work? First, step number one is you do have to have a contraction. I do not like the way things are, and I'm ready to make them different. That's first. Number two, the divine just hears you. The divine hears you and automatically responds by giving you a new identity that is a match to what it is you want. That identity is communicated to you in the language of your desire. Just like Kiaya, is that how you say it? Kiaya? Just like she said, when I want something, I just get it. That means she just totally felt her desire without any interruption, with no counter intent. And what happens? She starts to think the right way, because that's this first law. This is the law of your being, your thought. She totally got in tune with it, which is the feeling. Just feel like you got it. You know you got it. Non-resistant. And guess what? The how just happens on its own. It comes to you. So you don't have to figure this out. That's something that a Pisces is very good at. Not caring about the how. Allowing things to happen. So it just comes to her, and guess what her physical body does? All of our physical bodies just do automatically when we match a how to our physical. When we find a match, it's impossible not to do it. It's so obvious. It's like magnetism, love at first sight. So that's what this is. That's where the how comes in. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the most important part of the funnel, which is the feeling part. We also call this the why, but I'm going to name it something different today to make it make sense. The word we're going to use today is meaning. And we're going to talk about leadership, because This is what leadership is, spiritual leadership. It is meaning marketing. You can call it that if you want. It's called meaning marketing. What do I mean by that? When you go follow a typical marketing salesperson guru, they will tell you about intro, get attention, hook the attention, get a connection, convert them into a funnel, blah, 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 blah. That's what you will hear when you talk about marketing and sales. When it comes to leadership, people talk about you got to be a strong leader, and that's all true. You got to take initiative. You got to figure it out. You got a hard charge, go in there and figure it out. Okay, that works for a certain level of awareness, certain level of consciousness. Absolutely. Now, you do have to take initiative. There's no way around that, but it's different ways to approach it. But when it comes to true leadership, here's the thing that really works. And it works 100% of the time. And you don't have to have charisma. You don't have to be a natural born leader. You don't have to be in your face, up in your face with everybody. It is meaning marketing or meaning-based leadership. What do I mean by that? We as human beings have innate desires. These are not desires that we picked up from being on earth, like for a Mercedes. Even though you may want a Mercedes, wanting a Mercedes did not come built into you in this lifetime. You understand? The want for a Mercedes came from you picking up things that were marketed to you. That's what those desires come from. You wanting a castle and with 39 rooms and servants, if you wanted that, that doesn't come built in. That comes from you being picked up along the journey of your lifetime. Desires for diamond rings and jewelry, maybe those do have some significant spiritual meaning. Some of those are pendants, but vast majority of it, if it's a iced out Rolex or one of the old Rolexes that you want, that didn't come with you built in spiritually. That came and you picked that up along the way. So many of our desires are ego-based desires. A lot of the teachers that you see online, for instance, let's back up really quick. How does teaching actually happen when you go deep and it gets transferred to somebody else? I'm gonna tell you the answer to that question this way. When I ran my company in sales specifically, I would not be able to train a whole group at once to be at high levels of leadership. I would have to pick one or two people and mentor them very closely. It was never groups that I mentored. I couldn't mentor people from groups. Even a group like what we're in right now. There's no way I can help you advance as far as I could if I worked with you one-on-one. It's impossible. I'm not capable of doing that. So I can work with you up to a point in a group setting where I can talk to a lot of us at the same time, but the actual growth happens one-on-one. So when people want to fill up stadiums and fill up big arenas, and that's their dream, they want to be on stage teaching groups of people. If you really find out how this system works, those kinds of desires will end up dropping off later on because you'll pick up true desires of the soul. And because it doesn't work for true transformation. There's a lot of people like that in the industry. There's nothing wrong with Anthony Robbins. Anthony Robbins fill out arenas, pack out 10,000 people stadiums. It's nothing wrong with going to those events because they do give you a boost of energy. But understand this, once you leave that place, you have no idea what the hell you're supposed to do specifically for you because it's not a specific thing to you. You have to leave and figure it out. So I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a teacher. I'm teaching you a system on how to do it. Now, if I talk to you one-on-one, I figure out what is the particular you need. Some of y'all experienced that. I know me and Emily had something that she needed to do, and she was stuck at a certain point. I get on the phone with her. I'm like, Emily, what's up with the numbers? She's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I got a calendar, I got it planned. I'm like, wait, what is right in front of you to do? And Emily told me exactly what she needed to do. She already knew what she needed to do. I'm like, do that. Where's the numbers? I don't want to hear a story. Where's the number?
No. You said, I don't want to hear another word you say unless it's numbers. That's what you said.
Hey, yeah, okay, she corrected me. That's what I said. Because what we talking about? And this is leadership. I'm telling you this because I talked to Emily like that because Emily was ready for that at that time. I'm not going to talk to everybody like that because everybody needs a different thing at different places, which is why I can't coach you in big group settings. That's not how leadership actually works. But one thing works 100% of the time, and that is meaning. When you have something that you absolutely believe in and know you're doing, and it is connected to some greater purpose beyond you, you get access to energy from who you really are. That energy comes through you and does the inspiring, it does the leading, and when you talk to people about it, they can feel it. They don't know why they feel it, they don't know what they feel, but they do feel it. And guess what responds to those words that come out of your mouth? Their inner being responds to what's coming out of your mouth. Because of what? Because of the feeling, because of your why, because of the meaning you have in your life. This is the most important thing we're going to talk about today, okay? So if you got a notepad and pen, it's really 4 levels of meaning that we're going to walk through, okay? First level, level 1. The first meaning is survive. It's everybody's first meaning they come into life with. I just need to survive. A lot of people get stuck in survival consciousness because, once again, we get programmed to believe there's a lack of resources. We get programmed to believe the 5 devils: sight, taste, touch, smelling, and hearing. Those are the 5 evils. Because you just believe what you see, taste, touch, smell, and hear so much, you put all your energy and faith into it. So that's the issue. So this is survival. That's number 1. Now, if somebody is motivated by survival, the scope of life is very small if they are only motivated by survival. But guess what? That's a stage in development. It's not bad or good. It just is what it is. We all pass through this survival stage. Now, when our basic survival needs are met, the second need comes up, which is community. The community can be small or large, but the community can be me and my small family, me, my kids. That can be the motivation. Or it can be my culture. Name the culture, and you can say, this is my culture I want to protect. Or my block. Gangs, say my block. But also my country. Same idea. It's all community based. So I'm cutting myself off from this other groups, and this is my group I'm worried about and concerned about. That's community based. Now, this provides us with a lot of needs, but the meaning to take care of a community is a lot stronger than just to survive. So you can last longer on the community, but it reaches a point where you reach the end of community because you can't group think no more. You grow out of the ability, or you can't group think because you learn too much. You go further along the path and you start realizing, wait, I'm thinking for myself. Alyssa, we're going to work on that. I'm thinking for myself. So you come out of community into stage number 3, which sounds like survival, but it's not. You come into individual sovereignty. It is individual meaning. So this is when you stop just going with whatever crowd. You don't listen to anybody. You go inside and you decide for yourself. Now this is where very dictatorial leaders or tyrannical leaders come from, but it's also where very strong positive leaders come from too. They listen to what's here and they say, I'm going to do this. And this is also, you can use the word on the individual, is you can use will. Your own individual will. This is where your motivation comes from. This is another level of meaning. So these kinds of people, they find a satisfaction in listening to what their own core says, and also empowers others to listen to their core. Now, Highest level of motivation and leadership comes right after that. And this is the highest and most difficult because it's a combination. And you could say this is God devotion. Now, this is what's interesting about the God devotion level of meaning. When you're at the God level of devotion of meaning, call it Allah, call it the divine, call it the creator, call it Brahma, call it the Atma, whatever you want to call it. Here's what it really is. You have given up your own individual will. That doesn't mean that you don't have willpower. What it means is you have placed your strength of action, your determination to purposes that go beyond your own pleasure and pain. You don't care about pleasure and you don't care about pain. You say, I don't do things for pleasure and I don't do things to avoid pain. I do things to devote myself to the divine flow of the universe. Now, what's difficult about that? Here's where it gets tricky. I can literally say, all right, y'all, I am the source of God's power. Now, I can say that. Is that true to a degree? Yeah. God's power flows through me. Yeah, that's true. But what can happen is my individual will, I can use that, and here's where cults come in. Here's where manipulation comes in. Here's where those people who take this idea of they are sent by God too far. And they say, I am the source of knowledge. I am the source of power. And since they have such high levels of meaning and power, because the further up you go, the more power you get to influence others. But guess what? Your karma get just as strong. So you have to be very cautious at this level. So from here to here, you have to go from it's my will to it's divine will. What does that look like? It's different for every person. But there are similarities that you can pay attention to. And I'm going to tell you some of those similarities. One of the similarities is if you find a lack of humility, write the word humility down. You do not need that much humility at the individual willpower level. You really don't. You can be humble to maybe a process, but you're not listening to nobody. Your will is your own and you're doing what you want to do. And you can get it done too because you know your power. This can turn sour very quickly. Ego can corrupt your mind very quickly at this level. But it's also a very powerful level because you have to reach this level of consciousness in order to make stuff happen in the world. Without it, you can't make anything happen in the world. Not powerfully, not as a leader. But when you start to devote yourself to the divine, there's a humility and a subtlety to the way you do things. And this is where you switch into what the Tao Te Ching calls Wei Wu Wei. And it means doing non-doing. So what doing non-doing means is you are taking actions, but those actions are not your own. You pause before you are reactive. This is what we talked about, restriction. You pause before the immediate reaction to do something, say yes to it, sign off on something. You stop and you say, I don't need this. I just need the light. And you have to be willing at any second to give up everything you have for this. Everything. You have to be willing to lose it. Anything you cling on to prevents you from reaching this highest level of meaning. So let's talk about where the world is right now. So the world is making its way through community, because right now we're really at a community level of consciousness. We got group against group, making their way to individual will. And this is where and when we get to this level, this is where a lot of narcissism kicks in. So we hear a lot about narcissism, etc., things like that. But what we're doing is we are now transitioning from really individual community will. We are switching into a God devotion level, because here's why. In the past, meaning was very easy to come by because you didn't really have that many options. You became a blacksmith, and you became a blacksmith for years. So you had a path already set out for you. You became a carpenter, and you were an apprentice as a carpenter for 10 years. There was nothing else for you to do. If you were a warrior, you were a warrior, and you trained as an apprentice under warriors for years. That's what you did. There were no other options. But now today we live in a more complex world. And here's the challenge and the opportunity of a complex world. In this new complex world, we have options. See, in the past, you are marrying this one person. After you marry this one person, you probably don't want to get divorced because it don't look good on you, because you look like you're flip-flopping, and people stick to what they do in that time. So you probably don't want to get divorced. Okay, well, in today's age where we have options, it's much easier to say, I don't even want to get married in the first place. Actually, I want my options open because there are so many. And we can think like that, right? So everybody see the challenge with that. We see the challenge with that. How hard is it to commit at that point? Pretty difficult. Okay, same with work. Okay, AI has provided so many opportunities for us to do so many things. Okay, what are you going to choose and stick to? Well, I don't know. There's so many options. Those options make it difficult to pick and stick. We don't want to stick to anything. Why? Because there are options. So those freedoms have provided us a new level of complexity that forces us to make a decision. And the decision is, with all of these beautiful options, what am I going to pick? And that's going to determine what kind of meaning you have. That's where the world is right now. We're in a place where we are lacking meaning because we have so many options. What you are doing in this community, I'm telling you this now, you as a group of people are with this system and bringing people into this knowledge, into this system. What you are doing is you are giving people a way to create meaning in their lives. Because why? When you study the way the universe works, and you can help introduce other people to the way the universe works, they can now take control over the content of their thinking, their consciousness, which becomes a meaning in itself. You understand that? Why do you think you feel so good learning this, even though it's the same thing? It's because every day you get in a deeper grasp on the way things actually are, and you realize you are raising a conscious level of awareness of the planet. Now we got some beautiful things on the way, and we will have retreats around the world where people are raising their conscious levels of awareness. We're gonna bring newbies into these environments physically, starting with the Smokies, where we raise our consciousness together. We're gonna have opportunities. We're gonna have opportunities for people who are intermediate, who are already on a path to take their consciousness to an even deeper level of leadership and devotion. And we will have this set up around the world. And you are a part of that elevation and that meaning, because people are going to ask for spiritual purpose in the next 10 years to 20 years. It won't be purpose in business and work. That's going to be done. It's finished. There is no more materialism that's going to dominate this earth. Not for long. But what's going to happen is people are going to need a spiritual meaning. And the spiritual meaning happens by studying the way things really are and connecting to your truest self. That is where the meaning lies. Do we understand that? Everybody seeing this? This is what you're a part of. So you're going to take this energy into your workplace, into the executive suites, into your independent businesses, into your nonprofits, into your household as a family, as a mother, as a father. into just being a mentor to people by just shining your light as you are. You are bringing this energy and this knowledge. By the way, when you learn this, what happens to you? Your beingness actually gets bigger. So when you walk into a room, y'all probably noticed this. You walk into a room and people take notice differently about you. They speak differently to you. An energy shifts in the room when you walk in. People just notice a little something different. They don't know what it is, but they notice something different. This is what you're doing. You're expanding your beingness. And these are the 4 levels of meaning. This is the strength of your why. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to pause really quick. I'm going to unmute. Anybody got any observations or questions about this section so far?
Are you recording on camera?
Both.
Okay. You didn't want to switch your screen on Zoom?
Because I got it on both. Any questions, any comments, any observations up until this point? Because if not, we can get into the meditative part. We can get into that meditation. Okay? Okay. So, what we're going to do, let me set this up. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to cut right into this. And Lisa asked the question. She said, are we going to have a group intention? That was a great question. First of all, that shows Lisa's mind, where her mind is. Lisa is thinking about the group. When you're thinking about
She's always thinking about others.
Always.
I love that about her.
When you are like that, understand there's laws to the universe. And one of the laws is giving and receiving. And that's ultimately cause and effect. And it's ultimately karma. When you think about other people, and this is what we're going to do in this group today. I want everybody to unmute in just one word. I want you to say what you want. And what we're going to do is during this meditation, we are going to send the energy of what other people want. You're going to keep this in your consciousness and send the thing that the other people say they want to them energetically in this meditation. And if you're at work, like Lisa is, just go ahead and do it energetically. Okay. But you're going to send energy to the people when they say what they want. Take note of it. This is the key to this exercise. The closer, and this is about you, the closer you pay attention to what others want, and the more sincerely you intend for them to get it, the more attention gets paid to you by your divine self. It's an automatic response because it's infinite intelligence. Intelligence is responsive. Infinite intelligence is infinitely responsive, which means it instantly responds. When you send out a vibrational frequency, instantly it comes back. It doesn't take time. It's an automatic process. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to unmute. I think I just asked everybody to unmute. One by one, I'm going to call out your name. And I want you to say in one sentence what you want. Very, very quickly, keep it brief. And say what it is you deeply want in your heart. That can, and I don't want you to, don't lie. I want you to say something that has vibration on it, energy on it. Okay? All right, so let's start with Anna. Anna, what do you want?
Freedom.
Freedom. Aria?
Love.
Love. Brandy?
Stability.
Stability. Tanya?
Alignment.
Michelle?
Community.
Community. Kiaya.
Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom. Courtney.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Oneness.
Oneness. Aria.
Life.
Life. Peter.
To bring order from chaos.
Order from chaos. Sarah.
To be able to have the balance and stability to live in my authenticity freely and limitlessly.
Authenticity and living limitlessly. Love it. Jasmine.
To be at peace.
Peace. Alyssa.
Alignment and freedom.
Alignment and freedom. Kathy L.
Love and alignment.
Love and alignment. Love it. Love it. Who we got left? Who's the Motorola? Who's that?
That's me, Victor. And I would say awareness and discernment.
Awareness and discernment. Awareness and discernment. Tiffany.
Conscious community expansion.
Conscious community expansion. Yes. Yes. Mine is contribution. Highest level of contribution. Alicia, what's yours?
Full prosperity.
Full prosperity. Full prosperity. Did I miss anybody? Kathy.
Mine's to heal others.
Healing to others. I love that. Did I miss anybody? Emily? Emily, did you say something?
Yeah, mine is joy, but joy inside of me and in my environment.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's reflected. So that all I see is joy.
Joy.
All around me. Just joy.
Holistic joy. In all directions. Okay. In Lynn McTaggart's research, when she put people who were untrained meditators together, one of the things she found was when she had one lady, she was having a problem. She couldn't get over it. She was setting intentions, couldn't get it. She said, maybe you should try to send energy to others rather than receive for yourself. When she did that in the intention circle, not only that day did she get back what she wanted, but she got other people got what they wanted too, and she got even more than she asked for. And this happened consistently. So the trick is the less you can think about what you want. Oh, Lisa said ease. Lisa said ease. The less you think about what you're going to get, and the more you can think about what other people are going to get by you being your maximum, the better it is for you. It's a paradox. I need money means I want you to be prosperous in all ways. I need my health to correct itself. I want vibrancy and energy to be sent to your life is what that intent would be. I want love means I pray the biggest blessing of love in your life. Okay, so let's mute up and we're going to go through a short meditation. Here's what's going to happen over the next few weeks. You're going to get an opportunity to go deeper with us because this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. The rest of this year, we will be working on these intentions and doing a lot more concentrating and a lot more intending for others in the group so we can see how big the bubble can expand. We'll be doing that a lot more. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody and let's start the meditation, okay? Okay. Go ahead and get in a comfortable spot. Take some deep breaths in. Focus on the out breath. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Focus on the out breath. Focus on the out breath. Allow yourself to relax. Notice relaxation moving through your body. Your head relaxing, your neck relaxing, your chest, your arms, stomach, your back, your legs, your toes. Notice all parts of your body relax. Breathe deeply. When you're ready, feel free to bring energy into your heart. All the loving moments, the love energy collected at the center of your heart. Pull it in. Beautiful sunsets, beautiful moments, full moments, all in your heart. Bring them in. Breathe into your heart. Feel the love. Feel the love into your heart. Bring all the desires of this beautiful mastermind into your heart. The peace, the prosperity, the joy, the fulfillment, the clarity, the contribution, the romance, the connection, the freedom. Bring it all into your heart. Now let that energy flow upwards to the center of your forehead and your third eye. Pull it up your spine to your third eye. And rest your consciousness right there. Pull all the freedom, the love, the connection to your third eye from your heart. Like a tube connected directly from your heart to your third eye. Feel the light. Breathe. Now allow the energy to expand from your third eye in all directions. Infinitely above you, beneath you, in front of you, and back of you, to the left of you, to the right of you, in all directions. Let it expand. See everybody's dreams fulfilled. See the smiling faces. Feel the hugs. See the celebrations. Feel the happiness radiating. Feel the love filling the room. Feel the unity in our hearts. See it pouring out of their pores. Joy, happiness, freedom, connection, prosperity. Enjoy it. Soak it in. With attention on your third eye, consult your heart. Listen to what it says. It may be a whisper. It may be a word. It may be a signal. It may be a feeling. Ask your heart what it has to say. And listen to your personal message. Whenever you're ready, allow yourself to come back to your body. Slowly. Easy. That's right. Whenever you're ready. And there it is. There it is. If your heart, if you want to keep it to yourself, you can. It's for you. But if anybody feels led to share what, and it's something for the group, it's something you can sense is for the group, you can go ahead and share.
I heard that we're doing better than we think. That we're not late and we're not wrong. We're right on time and we've done everything perfectly to get into this moment right now. I heard well done. And it wasn't for me. It was for all of you. And I felt, just like Sarah, I felt every single one of you. And you guys got some rich energy. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I felt it was about letting go and creating space for what is to come. It was just let go. That's what, and especially in my heart space, I became aware of an area that I've been clearing and working on for a while, and so I realized let go. Let go. I'm holding on to and unconsciously, consciously, and just yeah, let go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Baby girl agrees.
I felt the heartbeat of the earth. Like, I don't know, I've been watching Steven Universe and I've been really into how we connect to the earth. And I've been spending a lot of time with that and how we are like a tree. And I felt billions of people dripping love and freedom and prosperity out of our pores. Like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every single one of us. And all of y'all's energy just helped me like really push things. I want a massage to cheat it and continue it, make it last longer than I'm going to.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I heard thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I felt our collective consciousness beaming, glowing from us. Incredible experience. Can you feel the difference of meditating together? It's a collective consciousness. Imagine what that's like in physical person around the world, starting in the Smokies. Just imagine that. So
For
yeah.
me, I'm not a crier.
Mhm.
Out of nowhere, tears were just flowing, but pure bliss, selfless love, just flowing. But not sad tears, like the most beautiful feeling I ever felt. Oof. But I'm not a crier at all. And I meditate regularly. And I don't, that selfless love, this is selfless love. This is the most love you'll ever feel. And you must practice this love in your heart every day for every single person you come across, no matter what.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
It was strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Kathy. Yes. Thank you. Listen, say, can we go again? Yeah, we will be doing this regularly. Yeah, Kathy, that was profound. Thank you. The selfless love, pure, just pure. Incredible. Incredible. This is curated. Notice we came together and this is what we are allowed to experience together. We are allowed to experience this. Allowed to. And guess what? We're going to do this on a regular basis every week for the next year. Just this one experience. Imagine how this radiates. Imagine how this is going to radiate. Baby girl want to say hi, so.
Oh, Sarah! Hi, baby girl. Hi, sugar.
Imagine how this is going to radiate through your life. Y'all, what you experienced was you're who we really are. That's what this is. This is who we are. And it's who the divine is at the same time. Just with none of the extra added to it. Thank you, Tiffany. She is growing. Okay. Yeah, she has. Okay. Anybody else want to share before we get off?
I'll jump in. You just said that's what it does. It reminds you of who you are. And I wasn't gonna share because I didn't know if it was for the group or if it was for me. But the word I heard was remember. And then I kind of focused on it and I was like, I literally, because that's just how I am. I said, remember what? And it was remember how it used to be. And that was it.
That's some good Pisces South Node. I have something to say because that just, I don't know, I really connected with that because it's like I had deja vu and it amped up a lot. And when it amped up to the level that it got, it had been my highest point. And then I bought my first car, which is very much in alignment with my North Node and Taurus. Like, this is the first car I financed. I'm like, this is wonderful. But it's like, since then, it's been unprecedented levels of deja vu. And now the big, scary ones that I never thought were possible, that I never thought could be true for me in my life. Like, oh yeah, that's wonderful that you did that. Like, oh my God, that's good for you, but I never thought that would be good for me. And that's gonna be great for me. That is great for me because it's already great for me because my story is perfect the way it is. And it's just like, oh my God. And as these things are happening, I can't tell you how much it's like I'm remembering so much. And that's exactly what it feels like. And I just yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is the experience from just one session. With these going on around the world, because that's the vision. In sacred places around the world. This simple practice of coming together, remembering together around the world. It changes the frequency. There is a tipping point. Last thing I'm going to say when we get off. There's a book written by Malcolm Gladwell called The Tipping Point. One of the stories in there, you probably heard of the 100 monkey syndrome. It wasn't 100 monkeys. But the experiment was, experimenters go to an island. There were a series of islands separate by bodies of water where the monkeys could not swim across. The researchers go down, wash a sweet potato off in the water, and eat the sweet potato. Monkey see, monkey do. Once a certain amount of monkeys saw the researchers do this, a lot of the monkeys on one island started to do the same. They take a sweet potato, dunk it in the water, wash it off, eat it. This is what they found. After a certain point, they found all the monkeys on all the islands, separate by the water. All the monkeys on the island started to do it. They started to dunk sweet potatoes in the water, having never seen it done before by any other. They started to dunk the sweet potatoes, wash them off, and eat them. And they never saw any monkey or person do this. What happened? They are connected by a collective consciousness. And once a certain saturation point hits of people doing one thing, it expands to the consciousness of everyone of that race, the human race or the ape race. So when you connect with yourself like you did tonight on a regular basis, and the group grows, the energy grows, guess what happens? people who've never meditated before, never thought about meditating, never thought about connecting with themselves, have a heart awakening that they don't know where it came from. But it came from a group like this meditating and spreading it on a regular, consistent basis. Because there's a tipping point. It don't take the whole world. It takes a small group of people to tip the scales. That is what you're doing. That's how meaningful you are in this life. That's why you're here. Absolutely, Tiffany. Thank you. Okay. If anybody got anything else before we go, we're going to hop off. Saturday, actually, if you got anything else, put it in the chat, put it in Telegram. We're going to hop off for tonight. I love every one of y'all. Y'all have a beautiful night. And I will see y'all Saturday. I'll tell you the time because it's just going to be a review. Okay. Peace. Love y'all.
Bye, Ozara. I love you. You did, bye.
Thank you.
Peace, bro.
Bye, y'all.
Recording.